Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Warhammer news video. So as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys and it goes a massive way to help the channel too. So without further ado, in Warhammer news, this Sunday, of course, there is going to be the pre-orders for next week. They have announced what they are, and yeah, it's right up my street for this one. And it is, of course, the Soulblight Gravelords. They're finally turning up. This is what I've been looking forward to since they got announced. I really like the look of these guys. They look fantastic. Pretty much every model. I don't have a problem with any of them. I know there were a lot of people who moan about them on Facebook and Twitter and all that type of stuff, and in forums, and I generally disagree with a lot of people moaning about them. Some of them, let's say, look stupid, some of them don't agree with it because they want vampire counts of old and everything like that, but I really like these models. I think they look really, really cool, and they look great as well, and I've got some little plans of how I'm going to paint them up in my head anyway. Whether I keep to them is the big question. So of course, let's have a look at some of the stuff that you're going to be able to pre-order. So of course, you're going to be able to pre-order the new Battle Tome. So this will of course be available in 3 different editions. It will be digital, it will be hardback, and it will be the limited edition hardback as well, which is limited to 700 units. So if you're going to get one, you're going to need to be up bright and early to pre-order that limited edition Battle Tome. But really good stuff. I can imagine 50 quid for the limited edition tome, 25 for the standard, and 20 to 25 for the digital. But yeah, really good stuff. It's going to of course show off a lot more about the good old Soulblight Gravelords and the new vampires and everything like that, and how you're going to be able to utilise them with some of the old models like the Terrorgeist or the Zombie Dragon or even the Vargulfs and everything like that. And of course, you should mention a bit more about bringing in Radikar and stuff like that as well, other characters from Warhammer Quest into your games of Age of Sigmar. So of course, you're not just going to get a book next week, we're also going to get a bunch of the new models. So for starters, we are going to get the Death Rattle skeletons, a box of 20 of these guys, and of course they look exactly like the ones from good old Warhammer Quest, which is a really good thing because they fit in, and that's the idea behind them. It is designed so you can kind of mix and match them a little bit. I'm actually really looking forward to getting these skeletons. They look awesome, they look pretty cool. The poses are pretty decent. I saw some people complaining online that of course there's no musical skeleton, there's no skeleton blowing a trumpet or anything like that, but I genuinely don't think it needs it, in my personal opinion. Some people may disagree, but I think they've got it just right with what they're sending us in these boxes. And then of course there is the new Dead Walker zombies, and as you can probably tell by the name Palette of the Dead, I like zombies. So these are really cool. I like the look of all these guys, they look pretty ace. There's some of them that stand out, of course, the one carrying the swords, the one with pitchforks as well. They look pretty cool. I like the look of the entire lot. Really looking forward to getting my hands on these guys as well. Something I probably will end up taking a little bit more time than I really want to on them, but I'm going to enjoy painting them. That's the main thing. That is the main thing when you're painting models. Enjoy the experience of painting them. Then of course, we're not going to just leave it at that. We're going to get the Fellbats as well. So a pack of 3 Fellbats. These horrible, ferocious winged beasts, of course, going to swoop in, do a lot of destruction, cause a lot of damage, and look very cool as well. So they're very like the dire bats that we get in Warhammer Quest and everything like that, if you manage to get hold of a Warhammer Quest, that is. And they look pretty cool, they look pretty ace. I must admit, I really like them. They have a pretty cool look to them, which is always really good. Then of course we have the Skeletal Steed riding Blood Knight Cavalry. Now these guys should be really cool. The armour looks fantastic. They're going to fit just right in with pretty much every Soulblight Gravelord. They have that nice sculpted armour, all that plate mail, which looks really, really cool. Really, really looking forward to getting these guys. And it's just, trying to decide exactly how I want to paint them. But I've got a few ideas up my sleeve with these guys. But should be really, really cool to have. Then, of course, you're going to need some leaders. So there is, of course, some of the vampire lords that are going to be available. They've hinted only one from the image, which is the one with the baton hair and everything like that. I'm hoping that there'll be a couple of others, but I'm not too sure at the moment. But it'll be really nice to see if they do chuck out a couple more commanders to go with this. And then you need something big, you need something named, and you need it on day one. And that, of course, is Lao Cave, the Mother of Nightmares, is going to be made available. So, after a fateful encounter with the magics of Tzeentch, she is transformed into a raging beast at ever odds with her disciplined nature. So, it is not a decision that the Soulblight have taken themselves to have that kind of unusual combination of beast and vampire. It is literally because of the magics of Tzeentch kind of having a bit of an incident and causing her to be kind of caught in between the two forms. And of course the other build, of course, is going to be very, very similar, so caught in the same kind of magics, I would imagine, and struggling to kind of lead her cursed kin and everything like that as well, which looks really, really cool. I quite like the model. I know a lot of people have complained about it online, but I think the model looks actually really, really good and looks really, really cool. And yeah, definitely one that I'm going to have to pick up. Maybe two of these guys as well. So, do each build and everything like that. And of course, the set wouldn't be complete without the Soulblight Gravelord's War Scroll cards. They'll be made available. And of course, the dice that will be made available as well. Very, very, very happy if you want to have the full rounded set. Then next week, of course, we're going to get another bits and pieces. So we're going to get there's going to be a new cannon for one of your Adeptus Titanicus Warbringer Nemesis Titans, and it comes from good old Forge World. So nice resin bit of kit to add on to your Nemesis Titan if you wanted to, which looks really, really good. And then Black Library are going to give us a whole host of new Age of Sigmar books. So first off, there is Git Slayer, which of course is part of the good old Gottfried Gurnason novels and everything like that. So he's back to embark on another greenskin slaying a quest across the mortal realms, and it's all to do with the Bad Moon Rising as well, and the unstoppable Slayer that is going to go charging through them all, and going to leave a lot of dead gits in his wake, which will be really, really cool. And then a couple of vampire novels as well to go with it all. There is the Warhammer Chronicles Undeath Ascendant, a Vampire Counts Omnibus. So 3 authors involved in that, including C.L. Werner, which is always really, really cool. And these, of course, are the vampires from the old world and not from the Soulblight Gravelords. But the Soulblight Gravelords are not getting left alone. There is going to be a Dynasty of Monsters by David Arndale coming out as well, which should be really, really cool. And it's going to have a bit more to do with the Mother of Nightmares as well, which will be really, really cool. And definitely worth a read, I would think, with that one. And of course, that's not going to be all of it. There's got to be a bit more. And there is going to be a new range of Citadel brushes coming out, which are all synthetic brushes, and which should be really, really cool. And they look pretty decent. I must admit, they look nice brushes. I might pick a couple up, see what they're like, give them a test out, and if they're really, really good, may splash for cash and get a couple more. But it's all going to depend on how good that layer small brushes, the layer medium brushes, and probably even the base brush. Try all 3 of them and then see what they're like. If they're rubbish, I won't be bothered buying anymore, and I will let you know if I don't think they're worth the money. But other than that, of course, White Dwarf is only just over a week and 2 weeks away, and the new issue of White Dwarf will be made available to pre-order as well. But of course, you'll be able to pick it up from most local news agents and everything like that on the Friday anyway, which will be, of course, Friday the 21st. And yeah, we'll wait and see. But that'll have some more stuff to do with Soulblight Gravelords and a load of other bits and pieces as well, just in time for their launch, which will be really, really cool. That's it, really. A decent week for releases. Next week's going to be, so you're going to have a lot of stuff to pre-order. I imagine the Soulblight Gravelords are going to sell pretty well, and so it's going to be tough to get certain ones of them. So if you're going to be on the ball, make sure you load up. If you wish to, you do not have to by any means. There are a couple of affiliate links that I have in the description down below. You can use those guys, so there's Element Games and Goblin Gaming to order from. They're both really, really good. They both generally tend to be a bit cheaper than Games Workshop as well, so they tend to be a little bit cheaper, so it's worth keeping an eye out for them. But yeah, for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.